Oh my gosh, everybody. Oh my gosh. Do we have some explosive breaking news going on today from the great United States of America? Welcome back to this episode of Flame of the West. I'm with my wonderful co-host and cousin, Joe Wiseman. As usual, so we're just gonna jump right into it because there's so much fun stuff to talk about, so much new stuff to talk about. We've got the breaking news coming out today, coming out of Washington. Secretary Kristi Noem is no more. I should rephrase. As of the end of the month, she will no longer be the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. President Donald Trump posted this afternoon on his Truth Social, quote, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security, otherwise known as DHS, effective March 31st, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has a numerous and spectacular result, especially on the border, will be moving to be Special Envoy to the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. And we are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida, and that they are announcing that in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland, serving 10 years in the United States House of Representatives and 3 in the Senate. Markwayne has done a tremendous job representing the wonderful people of Oklahoma, where I won all 77 of 77 counties in 16, 20, and 24. A MAGA warrior, a former undefeated professional MMA fighter, Markwayne truly gets along well with people and knows the wisdom and courage required to advance our America First agenda. As the only Native American in Senate, Markwayne is a fantastic advocate for our incredible tribal communities. Markwayne will work tirelessly to keep our borders secure, stop migrant crime, murderers, and other criminals from illegally entering our country, end the scourge of illegal drugs, and make America safe again. Markwayne will make a spectacular Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump." So,
yes, sir.
We have some new change-up. I believe this is the first real change-up in Washington.
Major, yeah.
Trump 2.0. So we're going to kind of dive into that. I've got some background on Senator Mullin, so we'll look at that. Joe and I will kind of discuss some of that. We'll also talk about some new things coming out of Iran, some other little tidbits here and there, some things we want to kind of throw in.
Whenever somebody says tidbits, it makes me think of pineapple.
But before we get started, thanks everybody for tuning in, for watching.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Please, yes. So that we can get you going. Make sure you hit that bell. That will notify you every time we post. We don't really have a real true set schedule yet. So that way, hitting that bell will get you notified right away when we post. So that way you can go watch it and see it first. Okay, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
So we have the great Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma.
And we both like Senator Mullin.
I have always been a huge fan of Senator Mullin.
I just discovered him when I got on Twitter recently. So I didn't know he's an MMA fighter.
He was a mixed martial arts fighter with a 5-0 record in Oklahoma, which
Okay.
is pretty cool. He was in the Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2016. So
Was
kind
that
of
like
some
the
neat
Oklahoma Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Yep. So
Okay.
just kind of some neat tidbits. And I know a lot of you thought that Elizabeth Warren was the only person
Of
in the
native
Senate
descent.
of
Dude,
Indian descent.
I've got more Indian blood in me than she does.
But Markwayne Mullin is true Indian. He is a member of the Cherokee Nation. He is the first tribal citizen to serve in the U.S. Senate in nearly
That's
2
nice.
decades, and only the second ever. I know a lot of people were really pulling for
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, but I just man, that 1024th percent Indian just didn't cut it.
She don't even have enough to have a feather.
Yeah. She doesn't. Some more tidbits about Senator Mullin. He did serve 10 years in the House of Representatives from 2013 to 2023, representing Oklahoma's 2nd district.
Was he ever in the
Um,
military?
he was not. I was interested in that too, so I started doing some diving, but he was not ever enrolled in the military. Let's see, where was it here? He grew up on his family's ranch in Oklahoma. So he has a good rural upbringing. Graduated from high school, went to college on a wrestling scholarship.
Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, or Oklahoma State or something.
He attended Missouri Valley College.
Okay.
So yeah, he's just a real
He's a good dude.
just a good dude.
So why don't we get into a little bit of what led up to this, and this may kind of verge into the gossipy stuff, but I mean we do need to hit on what's going on. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody's seen it on Twitter or Facebook or on the news by now, and let's at least get into that a little bit. Huh?
So there has been, and I pulled up an article on this so I could touch a little bit better, but Kristi Noem and Tom Homan kind of got into a little spat back in. It looks like it probably started around December timeframe.
If there's one person in DC you don't want to argue with, it's Tom Homan. I
I
mean,
mean,
he's
Trump's
been in
number
DC
one
for
that you don't want to argue with, and then I would put Tom.
yeah. But I mean, if anybody's been like entrenched in DC that it hasn't ruined, it's Tom Homan. He's been working for the federal government in some form or another since President Reagan, but he's still the good cop. He's not. He hasn't been. Doesn't seem he's been affected by DC.
Yeah, yeah,
So
we
go ahead.
he's been in forever. I mean,
In some form or another with
doing
this,
awesome
yeah,
work.
with
And
this capacity, I believe.
we'd be remiss, without just mentioning that he received an award from Obama, but
Wasn't
now,
that the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
yeah, now all the Democrats hate him, It's weird how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Um,
But so,
so we've
anyways,
got Tom Homan and Christie kind of spatting. So just kind of diving through just the things that I'm taking away from this is that I think there was a disagreement on the initial handling of Minnesota,
yep,
which I can understand. There was some
it
things that, I think might have
it
been a
ended up being a
little,
mess.
yeah, it was they just went in guns a-blazing. Sometimes you need that. I think in this instance it didn't quite work out very well. but I think there was a disagreement on bringing in Greg Bavino.
You did say that earlier.
Bavino's known to be a hammer, no BS kind of guy,
Which you need sometimes.
which you need sometimes. Exactly.
And to Secretary Noem's defense, maybe she saw Tampon Tim and the way he's acting and thought maybe we need to send this guy in because
Yeah,
he may not listen to me, he may not listen to Joe Dirt, so we're going to send in Bavino because he won't take any crap off
he's not.
anybody.
Yeah, he's not going to take any crap. And initially, when I saw Bavino go in there, that's kind of what I just
Mm-hmm.
assumed. I think that's what we
Yep.
all assumed is there was going to be this no BS. He was just going to exactly what you said. But I think it created
Stress
some
points.
pretty bad optics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we live in a time where optics
Yeah.
don't really matter. I mean, we live in this age of
Unfortunately.
everything's instant. We have
Mm-hmm.
we I mean, you saw from all those protests, everybody was recording everything. It's all about optics.
Instantaneously. Yeah.
It's all optics. So I can understand that, and I think that there was a disagreement. I understand maybe Kristi wanted to go in, wanted to get results, quickly,
No,
which
disagreements
I
happen.
you know,
Disagreements happen, and that's
yeah.
fine.
And I agree that we needed to get results quickly,
Yeah.
but again, I think it was
Sometimes you don't use a hammer for a tiny little eyeglass screwdriver job. Now, I'm not saying
yeah,
that that's what happened, but they did use a little bit of overkill. It seems like, and maybe
yeah,
all this behind the scenes um, static, shall we say, between Secretary
yeah,
Noem
yeah, that's really
and
what it
Mr.
is.
Holman, maybe that contributed some to the poor handling of the situation in Minnesota, and maybe also um, with Bavino in there, that did contribute to that too, unfortunately. And we saw that President Trump and Tom Homan did take Bavino out when all the garbage started happening. And I think maybe that if we'd have been reading the tea leaves a little bit closer, when they took
Yeah,
Bavino out and sent Tom Holland in to clean up the job, we may have should have seen this coming a little sooner.
yeah, there was writing on the wall.
And there was some other stuff going on with the Secretary Noem also. Did you you said something about she said that the president had okayed millions of dollars for advertising with her in it.
Yes, and I was trying to find. Let me look and see if I can find that video clip. But yes, so Secretary Noem ran $200 million worth of an ad campaign nationwide for.
Well, what do we need an ad campaign for DHS? For employment or something?
I don't even think it was I don't think it was an employment. The ad, I saw the ad, and it was pretty much just in support of ICE and a safe community, which
Which is
that's what we
fine,
all
but you don't need
this is
200
what we
million
all
bucks
want.
to do that.
That's what we voted for. This is
Like,
what we
true.
voted for.
You don't need 200 million bucks to do that. You can, like, Secretary Noem can get a webcam up on her camera like we're doing right now and just say, "Hey, great job. Let's keep going." That's
Yeah.
really all you need to do, and that doesn't take 200 million bucks of taxpayer money or however much it was. And I think he'd said something like $200 million, and that's a lot of money. That I'd be fine if somebody gave me 200 million bucks and I could go buy a piece of property out in the woods and tell people just to leave me alone for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah, so she did those ads. She was sitting in committee, I believe it was last week. John
She's being
Kennedy had pressed her
one of our favorite senators.
One of our favorites. We love him. Senator, if you're listening, I'm sure you never listen, but if you listen, we appreciate you, and we would love to set you up to have a conversation, get you on the show. Anywho,
We couldn't
so
keep up with him.
we couldn't keep up with him. No. So
No,
Kennedy,
if I remember, go ahead.
He grilled her on who okayed this ad. You know, just kind of going through different points, and came down where it was, well, the president said it was okay. And he's like, so you're telling me that you ran this by the president and the president said, go for it? Yeah. Well, apparently, unbeknownst to the rest of us,
the president had not.
The president had contacted or somehow been in contact with Senator Kennedy and said that press her on the hard issues.
He must have had some inkling that something was going on behind the scenes, I think.
Well, I think that
you don't get to be Donald Trump by being a stupid person.
Right. I think when those ads ran, I think that was he
was probably like, what the heck?
Kind of took him back. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't okay this. I didn't know anything about this type situation.
Where'd this come from?
Oh, video is, the one I found was 5 hours. That's the whole day.
No, we don't need the whole testimony.
No, I'm trying to. I'm still trying to find where. There it is.
Okay.
On the use of taxpayer funding. Oh, yep, for ad campaign. Okay. Yes, folks, I will pull this. Give me just a moment. We'll pull this up. We'll watch it, and then Joe and I will talk about it here. If I can. Okay, let's pull this up. Share my screen with you all. All right, there we go. There's our favorite, Kennedy. There he is. This is roughly about almost 6 minutes here, so we'll go through this and then we'll discuss it here.
I believe you have a policy, Madam Secretary, that you have to approve all contracts at your department over $100 million.
No, sir. I have a policy in place that I review contracts. My deputy chiefs have the ability to review anything under $5 million. Above that, I evaluate and look at.
Okay. And you do that, I understand, to try to curb waste and abuse of taxpayer money. Is that right?
Yes, sir. In fact, it's been extremely effective. We've saved the taxpayers over $13.2 billion just by evaluating contracts, negotiating lower ones, and canceling ones that aren't necessary to do our duties.
How do you square that concern for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently?
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave, or we would detain them and remove them, and they'd not get the chance to come back to America the right way. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Okay. Did you bid out those service contracts?
Yes, they did. They went out to a competitive bid, and career officials at the department chose who would do those advertising commercials.
And the people that you ended up picking were people who had formerly done your political work back in South Dakota. Is that right?
No, that's not correct, sir.
I think it is.
No, it's not, sir. The individuals who I believe the careers who they chose were two different media firms. There's been conversation about their subcontractors, but we have no legal authority to look into subcontractors on work like that.
Okay. And you're saying that you're testifying that President Trump approved this ahead of time? Is that my understanding?
We had conversations about making sure that we were telling people.
No, ma'am. I'm asking you, sorry to interrupt, but the president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it correctly.
Did the president know
worked with
you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
And one thing, Senator, I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
Well, they were
overwhelmingly
effective in your name recognition. I mean, I personally just, I mean, to me, it puts the president in a terribly awkward spot. And I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe, knowing the president, as I do, that you said, Mr. President, here's some ads I've cut, and I'm going to spend $220 million running them, that he would have agreed to that. I don't think Russ Vogt at OMB would have agreed to that. It's something we have to defend. I'm on the Appropriations Committee. My research shows that you did not bid them out, that you pick, in fact, one of the people you picked, the strategy group, Safe America Media was a company formed 11 days before you picked them, and that the strategy group got most of the money, and the head of that is married to your former spokesperson. Look, we all have friends who are qualified. I'm not quibbling with that. It troubles me. A fifth to a quarter of $1 billion of taxpayer money when we're scratching for every penny and we're fighting over rescission packages. I just can't agree with, Madam Secretary. Are you still running those ads?
No, Senator, I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors. No politicals at the Department of Homeland Security did.
I understand. Are you
Career
still running
officials
those
followed
ads?
the competitive bid process for
Are you
that.
still running
Everything
those ads?
I think the ads are due to end here in March, I think within a week or
So
two.
they
I'm
are
not sure of the
still
update. The one that is running is focusing on angel families. Have you seen that? It is the one that's talking about this is our why. This is why we work every day.
Okay.
Is for the angel
I've gotta
families
move
and their
on.
victims that need to.
Support journalism.
Okay. That,
If anybody knows where that's from,
yeah.
we'd like to hang out with you.
So,
She's been doing some untruth telling, it sounds like.
not a good look.
So
Not
what
a good
apparently
look.
happened was behind the scenes, if I remember what you told me, the president told Senator Kennedy, grill her, because I don't know where this is coming from, and we've promised the American people we're going to save them money. And as Senator Kennedy said, $200 million is a lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot
of money.
Yeah. She is lucky, very lucky, that she was given another position within within the administration, because
and this isn't
I
the only
can't say everybody would have. I mean, I probably would have just fired her.
This isn't
Get out.
This isn't the only issue that she's got going on. Apparently, there's now again, this is where this may verge into the gossip, and God forgive me if it is, but apparently she's having an affair with her advisor,
senior advisor.
Corey Lewandowski. So it's kind of what happens to people in power is
Yeah.
they think that they can eventually do whatever they want, and it's like, why do you think you can do that? I mean, do you think that you're so above the law, you're so untouchable that, hey, I can't be touched, I'm the Secretary of Homeland Security? It's like, no, you're still a human being, and sin is still a sin.
Does that kind of stuff you got to look at. Does it go to their head? I mean,
It goes
it
it goes
might.
to some part of their body, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say it's not gonna? I mean, it'd go to a lot of people's head. I mean, that's a lot of power.
It is, but you got to remember the reason you're there.
Yeah.
And if you're there because you just want to have a job in politics, you want to have name recognition, you want to get places, then that's not the person you want in that job. Whether
Yeah.
it is Kristi Noem or Hillary Clinton or John Kerry, and I know all these people, I'm
The
sure they're going to have
haughty
people
John Kerry.
who, by the way, served in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't know that.
any of
Wow.
these people, it's any of those people. If they're there just for the power and the perks, that's not the reason you're there. You should be there. You're there to serve the American people, and in this case, do the job of keeping our borders secure, keeping drugs out of the country. Because apparently now I found out with the partial DHS shutdown that the coasties come underneath DHS and not under the War Department.
Yeah.
So
They kind of like dual report, I think. There's a report, obviously they're a branch of the military,
yeah,
but
it's under the War
they
Department.
have their funding comes from the Department of Homeland Security, which, I mean, think about it, makes sense. I mean, it's the coast of the homeland.
And they're
So
guarding it,
they're
but
guarding the coast of the homeland, but
it's
it does seem it's a little weird,
it is a little weird. But
when you look at it, but
again, the job is
makes sense, but it's weird. Anywho,
the job of any cabinet secretary is to be delegated power from the president to, in the case of Secretary Noem, to keep our borders safe, to keep drugs out, and whatever else DHS does. I'm not 100% sure their whole mission. I believe Secret Service comes under DHS too, if I'm not mistaken.
yes. So Secret
I thought
Service
that
is
was
currently
Treasury,
not
but
funded. So this
I thought that was
shutdown.
Treasury.
Nope. So Coast Guard, it affects Coast Guard, Secret Service, TSA, and I believe there's one more that it all
TSA,
affects.
right. Air traffic controllers.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if maybe Trump saw all this crap with Secretary Noem coming, and maybe that's why we haven't seen the administration pushing too hard on the whole funding for DHS, because ICE is getting funded, everything is funded, and maybe it has something to do with it.
yeah, so really the funny thing is though, ICE
Funded for 2
has
years.
been funded through it's
So
funny.
they're not hurting them.
The thing that all of these Democrats, we want to change ICE. We want to change. It's all a show, people. It's all theater. This is what they want. It's all theater so that they can try to form their narrative in these people's minds. And it's just
it's crazy that they play with our lives. It is a game. They're playing with our lives. What do you remember? I'm sure you do. The quote from Rush about, and I apologize to all of our members of Congress and everybody in government. Politics is show business for the unattractive. That's what Rush said for years.
Yep.
For years.
I remember that. It's been a while since I've heard
that. So let's kind of move on. I think
I could go on for hours about their antics.
Flack she had with Tom Homan, the supposedly having an affair. This happened, and we need to watch out for it. But Senator Mullin is going to be a fantastic director of Homeland Security.
He's going to be phenomenal.
And I wish
he's got such a solid
that's the first use of phenomenal.
He's got such a, yes, Madam Producer, make sure you tally our phenomenal count.
She's out right now. I wish she was here because as the official female criticizer, she'd have some opinions on Secretary Noem and women in government, and she might have to edit out a lot of what she says though, because it's going to be not 100% charitable, or she's angry because she's
Eventually, if the audience wants it, we will make sure that she has a mic and can chime into these. Anywho, but so Mullin has a very, very conservative record. I pulled his voting record. He's got according to Heritage Action, he's got for the 117th Congress, which was, I believe, last.
Was it the last Congress or current
year? He had a 90% scoring average, aligned with conservative principles, maintaining over his entire career a 70% scoring average, which is pretty good. Obviously, there's bipartisan things that we should all work on.
Yeah,
we should all work with. So he's got a pretty good. He's very pro-life.
The Second Amendment.
He's strong on the Second Amendment. Strong on all of that. Let's see. I've got a couple other. Yeah, he's strong on national defense. Strong on fiscal conservatism. He's been a strong opposition to judicial overreach. He supports free markets and deregulation. He's very pro-business. Let's see. And yeah, that was about. Let's see. He often votes to curb federal power, as in disapproving any new EPA rules, which projects jobs from climate alarmism. Yeah, so I know he's strong on the border. He's strong with a lot of. He's been strong in the MAGA movement, and I think that's going to be somebody who. And I'm not saying that Kristi Noem has not been strong.
No, she's done a reasonable job.
She's done a great job, but it's time to move on. She's done her job, and it's time to move on.
And Senator Mullin, Senator Mullin will be fantastic.
Yeah,
he'll be phenomenal.
He'll be phenomenal. Yes, he will do a great job.
My thing always is when you take a sitting member of Congress and put them in a cabinet position, especially a really good senator like Mullin, you got to make sure who's going to be coming up after that.
Yeah, you lose that that spot.
Yeah, if I remember right, we were talking about this earlier on the phone. Did you also not say that Senator Mullin was appointed as a special election? Because
there's a special election in 2023.
That their senator was appointed.
I don't know if their senator moved up, if he retired, what the case was. I'd have to dive into that. But he was. There was a special election from the governor of the state of Oklahoma. Picked him in a special election, and he won. I was just going to look up the Oklahoma's governor,
Kevin Stitt,
and I don't know a thing about him. So I apologize.
So here may be his connection to Senator Mullin. I don't think he's the one that appointed him. Actually, he may be. His nationality is listed as American and Cherokee Nation.
Oh, they got ties from the Cherokee Nation.
They got ties from the Cherokee Nation.
Yeah, so it looks like he's been governor since 2019.
Mhm.
So he did obviously have a hand in getting Senator Mullin. He pushed to restrict the gender marker changes on driver's license. Let's see. He's listed as a Republican and is considered a strong fiscal conservative. Obviously, that's just a quick search of
Yep.
Governor
So
Stitt. So
we're going to assume he'll find somebody else as excellent as Senator Mullin. So that's
yeah,
a good thing.
yeah, that'd be good. We need somebody
Mhm.
good, and in his case, we've got a good governor who will. And it looks like it's probably gonna go into some kind of special election in the
Unlike many
state.
like here in Ohio.
Yeah, and I know every state's different, which is weird. I think they should all go into a special election, in my opinion. But I
It's
know
the
some
state sets
states,
their election laws.
here in Indiana, the governor appoints.
I think that's how it is
In
here in
that
Ohio
instance,
too. That's how it is here in Ohio too, because when JD Vance became vice president, Governor DeWine appointed John Husted as his replacement
successor or replacement or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
successor. Yeah. So anyway, moving on, we got some congressional stuff with the Epstein files.
Yeah, this is kind of it's
This is
not.
going to be a mishmash of stuff today, I think,
Yeah,
folks.
it's not. So this isn't. Yes, it's related to the Epstein files, but it's not a direct. It came
One for
about
one.
because of the Epstein files, but this legislation that was introduced was not a. You're in the Epstein files, so we have to vote on this type situation. But Congresswoman Nancy Mace introduced a resolution into the House okay, let me just read this because it'll make sense. So as in March 2026, the U.S. House rejected a push HR Resolution 1100 led by Representative Nancy Mace to force the public release of ethics committee recordings regarding sexual harassment complaints against lawmakers. Bipartisan leaders argued the measure would deter victim cooperation. Other legislative efforts include introduced bills HR 7583 aimed at preventing employment discrimination and harassment in 2025 to 2026. So I'm assuming they tried to tie it together and go, well, we can't do this because of XYZ.
Now, I can see that I can understand what they're saying about victims not wanting to come forward if their names are going to get dragged into the press. I understand that.
Yeah, and I don't think, my thing is I look at this and go, I want to know what elected officials
Are pervs?
are six pervs. I don't
probably a lot of them, a lot more than we know.
I don't need to know the victims. I don't want to know the victims. We got to make
should
sure
know
that
the
the
victims
get the help they need, all of that kind of stuff. But I want these sick perverts exposed because I want to drive to their office and I want to
hang on,
all kinds of names.
Hang on. You don't want them exposed.
The sick perverts? Of course I do.
You don't want to see that. Remember, politics is show business for the unattractive.
I want them exposed while they're clothed. Keep your clothes on, guys, you sick perverts.
And that's the problem, is apparently some of them can't. Apparently some of them
these
can't.
sickos probably wouldn't. Oh, you want to see?
No, Nancy, keep it on.
Chuck U. Schumer up there.
Al Green,
who lost his election. Loser.
And we'll have to talk about that later too. But
One-eyed Dan Crenshaw
No.
just lost his election.
So, anyways, what sounds like they're trying to do is now it's been made out that they're trying to cover up for congressional members who've gotten caught in these kind of things. Is that not what it's been
Yes, that's what it
in the
appears, and
the conservative media?
I'm trying to pull up now to find out who voted against this.
Was this in the House or the Senate?
The House. The House votes 357 to 65 to block the release of congressional sexual misconduct reports. 357 of these sickos voted for this. I'm appalled.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I gotta find out what.
Find out if our respective reps did. Who's you?
Voted against the bill?
Well, see, I don't know who your rep is. I know who mine is, and I hope to goodness he didn't do it. And I'm not gonna say who our rep is because, yeah, there's people who would just hose him in the comments anyways. But
okay, so good, they changed this website. That's nice.
What's the website you're looking on?
Clerk.house.gov. So roll call 83, bill number House, which is the bill number, which is House Resolution 1100.
Clerk.house.gov.
Yep. On motion to defer, directing the Committee on Ethics to preserve and publicly release records of the committee's review on violations or alleged violations of Clause 9, as it permits to acts of sexual harassment, and Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. Vote type yay and nay. Status passed.
Can you send me that? Was that yesterday or today?
It was yesterday. Yeah, it was updated yesterday at 2:33. Yes, I think I can forward this to you.
Please do, because I want to see who did what and who voted on what, because Resolution 38.
Roll call 38, bill number House Resolution 1100.
Okay.
There's supposed to be a way that I can.
I'd like to see the vote. Folks, we will probably edit out a lot of this looking in post.
Bear with us here.
Yeah.
Here, I think this is it.
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right, everybody. We're
good to go now. We're checking to see if our respective representatives
we're checking to see if our. All right. So
and Madam Producer, you can feel free to cut out as much of this as you want.
Well, my representative from my district is on there. Oh boy. That's interesting. If you click on their names, then it gives you everything that they voted on. That's cool.
Yay means they voted to
shut it down.
To shut it down.
Or to motion to dismiss, basically, is what it was. So yay is to dismiss, nays were to... Okay, the nays are shorter, so it'll be easier for me to go to the list of nays and tell you all who... That's weird. The list of nays is, it looks pretty mixed.
I just see the
Elise
yays.
Stefanik voted nay. Oh. Eric Swalwell voted nay. Weird. He must know he's not in it.
I don't.
He's got
There's no
Fang
ch-
Fang that he's sleeping with, so it's okay. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to
I
worry
don't-
about that right now.
I don't want to be on his side, though.
Yeah. No, I don't. Chip Roy voted nay on it. Good for Chip.
He's leaving Congress, so he's moving on to probably be the
He's running for
next,
Attorney General of
Attorney General
Texas,
of
I think,
Texas.
isn't he? Yeah. He'd be a great Attorney General. So if we could vote for you, Congressman, we would definitely. Let's see. Who else? Congressman Miller from Ohio voted nay on it. I don't know. The tranny, McBride. Sarah McBride. Well, I don't know what their original name was. Jim Jordan voted nay. Huh. Do you know Jim Jordan's hometown is Urbana? I didn't know that. That's cool. Your mic's off.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of people
right in the list filter.
I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people with Jim Jordan saying, "Oh, he was just the pervert forever. He was screwing with the wrestlers at Ohio State." It's like, oh my gosh, people. But
and
like
maybe
I said, there's got to be a reason he voted yes for that.
Maybe there's something that we don't know that was discussed in committee. I don't know. It's another one of those things like we were talking, it's optics.
Yeah.
This is the way that they're bringing this out. All these people, everybody that voted against is just this perverts. Obviously, we don't
Not necessarily.
know that. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of them that voted.
Well, you did open this open this segment up by calling them all perverts.
I did.
So you fell into the trap.
No, I said I want to know who the perverts are
that voted for it. Well, okay. And for some, and who knows? Maybe there's things behind the scenes we don't know about.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, we should give everybody the benefit of the doubt, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose, but
there's perverts in there.
Oh, there is.
Of course there are.
Well, you brought up Eric Swalwell, you brought up Eric Swalwell, and he is no angel. Now,
he's no angel.
To back up on all this, none of us are angels. We're all sinners. We're all sinners. Yep. So, but I mean, Eric Swalwell has no room to talk about morality and fidelity or anything like that. So, but it's like I said, I don't want to be on Swalwell's side though either.
No. No, I think I'll pass on that one.
But and you said Elise Stefanik. She's a Democrat also, isn't she?
No, she's Republican. She's a big MAGA.
Stefanik from New York?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
She's real good. She's trying to, she was, I don't know if she changed or not, but she was trying to, or going to, or there was talks about her running for governor of New York.
Oh, she'd never get it.
Oh,
If she's a MAGA, she'll never, I mean, she'll get all of
she'll
upstate,
never
but
get
then New York City will cancel that out.
Yeah, which stupid city. Bunch of losers.
Well, let's move on from this because we don't
All
have a
right.
whole lot of information on it. So, Iran.
We'll move on here before we run.
We got Iran to talk about. We got boots on the ground.
So
we got boots on the ground in Iran, and they are not American.
We got boots on the ground, boots with the fur. So, yes, boots on the ground.
No American troops.
No American troops. Let me reiterate that. No Americans are on the ground. None.
Zero. We are not putting American troops in harm's way.
So, you can't come out and say, we're not going to put boots on the ground to fight a war for Israel. Well, we don't got any boots on the ground. So
now, what those people are missing is they're not listening to what Iran has been doing over the last, what is today? Thursday. So the last 5 days, Iran has been indiscriminately lobbing up missiles and drones at not American targets, just
they hit
not Israeli targets, just, which would make sense, which is completely makes sense under war rules, powers, whatever, attack your enemy. But they are indiscriminately shooting missiles at UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, you name it, they're shooting at them.
These other nations they're getting mad.
They're getting pissed off.
Yeah.
I mean, Saudi Arabia is coming in and saying we're gonna, and we'll have to check this later, but I think Saudi Arabia is even like, y'all don't be doing this. And shooting at Qatar and UAE. I mean, all you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot. You're not getting your other Muslim countries to back you up. You're just pissing them off. And for all those countries to come in on the side of the United States and Israel, Iran is not, at least the international or the Iranian Republican Guard, whatever it is, and the mullahs, they're not long for controlling Iran.
Yeah. So we are arming the Kurds. The Kurds that are like they're northern Iran. So this article says militants from several Kurdish Iranian factions are preparing for possible ground offense against. This says Iran. So I think there are some Kurdish factions in Iran, but we've got.
I thought the Kurds were northern Iraq.
I don't know how
but
that's
it.
Anywho,
I think tribal in the Middle East, tribal lines sometimes matter more than actual political lines.
Yeah. So the Kurds are going to be trained by both Mossad and CIA, and they will be able to
lead
good
training
the next phase of this quote unquote war in Iran.
Oh, it's a war.
So,
and Iran's bringing it on themselves at this point.
Yeah, and they just keep appointing ayatollahs, and we keep blowing them up. I think they're on the third or fourth one.
Oh my gosh!
They appointed a guy right after
Khomeini.
Yep, we blew him up. I mean, quick. Then they appointed Khomeini's son,
who was worse than Khomeini, right?
Well, I mean, let's just You blew up, let's say your dad gets blown up and then they appoint you. You're going to go after whoever blew him up, aren't you?
Oh yeah, they were
I mean,
saying that Trump's blood or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was something about I don't know if it was the committee or whatever they call their group of people, where they were meeting to try to pick the next one. Then we bombed while they were in the meeting. And then I think that's what made them appoint this guy, because they were kind of in like, well, we don't know what else to do.
When they think they can fight against the CIA and the Mossad, it's like,
then
you can't do that.
I saw a bunch of reporting today that he was killed. So I'm like, look, people, and Trump even came out to, we are trying
stop doing it.
We are trying to liberate you.
Yeah.
We are giving you a gift, and they just keep going. Now we're just going to put in a guy that's worse.
But this isn't the 90 million Iranian people. This is whatever they're.
Yeah, this is their wicked dictators group.
So for anybody who remembers history and how like the Soviet Union worked, okay, you had the general secretary who was like, in this case, would be like the Ayatollah, and the Politburo, who was the committee that ran the state, sort of like the cabinet, but they appoint the general secretary. So
yeah, right.
Their council is appointing another Ayatollah. And if at this point, I'd be like, if I was in that council, I'd be like, no, not me, not me, not me.
There was,
not me.
I saw, I might have sent it to my dad, but there was this, said that it was the top 5 most dangerous jobs in the world. And
Ayatollah of Iran.
Yeah, Ayatollah was number 1, and then it was like underwater welder, and another one was like advocate or outspoken advocate against Hillary Clinton was on the list. It was like oh, it was just it was funny. But yeah, so Iran, just stop. Or I should say, in the words of Kamala Harris, don't. That's it. I have nothing else to say.
We must unlearn what has been learned, or something like that.
We must be unburdened by what has been.
Whatever.
Yeah. Where's my clip of the coconut tree?
How dare you?
Nope, not that one.
Sorry, Greta.
You just fell out of a coconut tree?
You just fell out of a coconut tree?
Whenever I hear her, I feel stupider. I'm sorry.
Boy, we dodged a bullet on that one, America.
I think America is a little bit smarter than what people give them credit for, but then they saw how not qualified for the job she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Iran's progressing well. The regime is not going to last, basically.
No, I don't think it's gonna. They're grasping at straws right now. I mean, it's obvious just with them lobbing up. They're throwing drones into anything. They're lobbing up what little they've got left. There was some general that was talking about statistics, and he had said that Iran's retaliation from since when did they first hit him? Was that Friday night?
Saturday evening going into Sunday. Oh yeah, Friday going into Saturday, or Saturday going into Sunday, one of the two.
They said their retaliation has dropped like 70 to 80%.
The amount of what they're doing. So it went.
They probably don't have anything left. Yeah, they said they don't have anything. They just the amount of bombs or weapons or whatever they're coming back.
What do you know, Doc? No more bullets.
We've sunk a bunch of their ships. Our
submarine. Yes. First submarine kill of a naval vessel since World War II.
Yep, that was cool. That's cool to watch.
I mean, obviously, pray for everyone who was injured or killed in that, but that torpedo hit right in the engine room or right in the powder, what the equivalent of the powder magazine in an old wooden ship, because that was one hell of a kaboom.
Yeah, that
That
boat
was an
went.
earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It
And you
was.
know that submarine, that was nothing for that submarine. I mean, we have Ohio
Oh, they were.
class nuclear
I bet you
submarines that
they were
wipe.
cheering on board when they knocked that ship out. I
Yeah,
guarantee you that.
yeah, that was that would have been something. So yeah, I think I don't think this is going to last much longer. You know, we might see a couple more weeks of this conflict with Iran, but I really don't think it's going to last
Once the
because they don't.
mullahs are taken out, and
Yeah,
they
they
start,
don't
and
have
when
anything.
everybody in their council is like, no, do not put me up there, do not put me up. I do not want to be supreme leader. Trump will
I
kill me.
mean,
I do not want it.
that and they're running out of munitions.
They're running out of
They don't
people.
have anything left. Yeah, they're running out
They're
of
running out of
people. They're running out of munitions. They don't have any ships left. They don't have a navy anymore.
Pretty
They
soon,
don't.
all those people in the streets are going to walk into the buildings in Tehran and say, "Okay, it's our turn now."
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for that. You know, these people. I mean, it is theirs. They deserve to take it back. It has been owed to them for a long time, and I hope that one day soon that they can
Our producer said
regain
that
control.
our producer just walked in. She said they're running out of minions.
Yeah, that's that's a good point. They don't have any more minions to. Pretty soon they're going to start throwing out all their goats.
No, they want their goats. They like their
They want
goats
to
too
use the
much.
goats. Yeah, they're gonna. Somebody's got to go protect the goats.
Anyway,
But
let's not even go there.
yeah, that's a topic for another day. But
That's a topic for another day, another time, and another show, because we're not talking about that.
what a what a beautiful mess.
Primaries this week. We had primaries in a couple of states.
Yes, we had primaries in
Texas.
Texas,
Thank you, Texas.
North Carolina. Was it North Carolina and Arkansas or something like that? Texas. We had the
Texas rejected.
he rejected. Crenshaw. He's out.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Crenshaw got primaried. Al Green got primaried.
Was that official or is that in a runoff?
They're saying that. I think that one's going to go into a runoff, and then there was another one.
In Green's area, whoever runs or whoever wins against him will probably win the election, because it's a very
Probably.
Democrat area.
Yeah,
but still taking him out.
Unfortunately for us, Jasmine Crockett lost that. I think. Have you read about this guy that won the primary?
Honestly, he sounds worse than Jasmine Crockett.
Bad.
He's
apparently a pastor who
training to be a pastor.
He's come out apparently, according to this guy, that there's 6 now. It's scientifically proven, according to him, that there are 6 genders. I had heard there was like 93, and then I heard there was 74. Who knows anymore? And God is non-binary.
How many genders are there?
Dos. So this guy is certifiable wacko and certified by me.
To be fair, this is for the Senate race in Texas, okay?
Yeah.
And Texas, by and large, is a relatively red state, and it's going to either be Ken Paxton or the current senator, I believe, That's a runoff also.
Yeah, Ken Paxton and the other guy that went to a runoff.
John Cornyn. Ken Paxton or John Cornyn. And if it's John Cornyn, he's popular enough in Texas and has the incumbent vote. And
Boy,
if
we
it's
gotta-
Ken Paxton, again, he's popular enough in Texas. He's the attorney general of the state.
If
So-
Texas goes, that's scary.
It's
If
scary,
they
but
start to turn,
I don't think
That's not
the state of Texas will vote for this guy. I can't even remember his name.
I never thought the state of Texas would go blue at all, but here we are.
Actually, Texas was blue until Reagan, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the Democrat Party in the South was big for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. They're still upset about their slaves, I guess.
I'm gonna look up who Jasmine Crockett lost to.
Yeah, I just blanked on the guy's name. He looks
And-
like a
and
little
yeah,
dweeb, little white dweeb.
He looks like he's younger than Nick
Come on.
almost.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, so Jasmine's already come out. Oh, there was cheating. Oh,
James-
it's racism and misogyny. Oh,
James Tallarico.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think he was already a congressman, wasn't he?
Yeah, was he a state congressman?
I'm not sure, but I've heard his name before.
Yeah. Hashtag nut job.
Well, but yeah, it's funny how they don't want the Save America Act. They don't want elections. They don't want election.
Integrity.
Sorry,
Integrity?
my age is catching up with me. They don't want election integrity, but when they lose, they whine just as bad, or if not worse, than everybody else.
Oh yeah. Of course, that's how it's going to work. I mean, why wouldn't we? We want it when it benefits us, but we don't want it when it's not going to benefit us. So we don't want it in all the elections because we want to be able to cheat there. But when we lose, then we're going to say, it was the Republicans. The Republicans cheated. But then when the Democrats win, there was no foul play. No foul play. Nothing. Just like Biden got 80 million votes. Right.
Bull. So he Tallarico is a member of the Texas House,
Okay.
and he is a Presbyterian seminarian, and from what I know of the Presbyterian Church, unfortunately, that doesn't surprise me that he's a wackadoo, because there's a lot of Presbyterian ministers that have come out very much pro LGBTQ and all the stuff that Tallarico is. It's insane. The guy is like Eric said, certifiable nuts.
He is. I gotta make a stamp or something. Certified.
Maybe
I'll put it up on the screen. Maybe our producer.
Can do that.
She can find insert meme here, Madam Producer. Certifiably insane.
Cuckoo.
Yeah. So
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
he just fell out of a coconut tree, everybody.
Well, he's only 36, so he's barely eligible to run for Senate.
How dare you?
Yeah. How dare you?
But yeah, he's barely eligible to run for Senate. Like I said, I said he looks younger than Nick. He's a little bit older than you, not much. And I mean, Jasmine Crockett.
She's just
a power hungry woman, and we know we'll get hosed to death.
The thing is, though, I think if it was like Cornyn or Paxton against her, there'd be no. It's like it was like Trump against Kamala. I mean,
even though
there's no brains on this side.
Even even with Talrico, I don't think Paxton or Cornyn will have much trouble defeating him because
Well, I
for
hope you're right. I pray you're right, because
I think Texans are smarter than that, and if we have any viewers in Texas, please let us know what you think, and
oh, they will. Trust me.
I'm sure they will, or it could be like our one guy that
Oh
comments on one of
yeah,
our videos. But
our
our
first
fir-
bad comment, everybody. That was great. I think I'm gonna
but
frame it, put it on the wall, put it on the wall back here. I think
uh,
it'll look real nice.
well, yeah, we're just a couple of dumb rednecks on camera, but
Yeah.
I think Texas is a little smarter than to vote for this guy. The Paxton, as I said earlier, Paxton and Cornyn, both of them are way too popular in the state of Texas, and I think they'll take care of this guy pretty well. Although he's trying to make a name for himself. He may run for the House. He may run for governor of Texas, which that'd be even stupider because Texas hadn't had a Democrat governor for like 30 years.
Yeah. Thankfully, Governor Abbott won his primary again. So
Handily.
handily. So there should be no issue there. Governor Abbott's done a great job, phenomenal job. Just had to add a couple more to the count.
So we want to talk about the insanity of our favorite ex-congresswoman.
Which ex-congresswoman is that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh. Okay. Let me just
teed
start.
that one up for you, didn't I?
Let me
There's
just
a
start by
300-yard
saying,
drive down the middle.
And I know, Joe, you've always had your doubts about her. At one point,
Never cared for her.
I really did like Marjorie.
She was a Trump backer. She said she's a Trump backer.
There was a lot of good there, and obviously, in this instance, anybody that we can get in the both House and Senate on our side to help move the needle, that's what we need. Anywho, all right, let's get that. I just had to get that out of the way. That one time, a long time ago, I liked her. All right, get that out of the way.
Now here, as President Reagan said, if you can get somebody to vote with you 80% of the time, they're usually your friend. That's a good thing. But Congresswoman Greene has just come out, and she's not even former Congresswoman Greene. She's not even made any friends on the right. She's like jumped into the.
She is
cuckoo.
The definition of burning bridges. That her picture is next to that definition in Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
She's a power hungry. I'm sorry to say, people are going to call us a couple of misogynists. She's a power hungry woman. You said
it, not me.
And I'll take it. Fine. Call me a misogynist. Our editor will our producer will back me up on that. She's a power hungry woman.
Yeah.
She used MAGA to get into power, and now that she's gotten name recognition and a bully pulpit with Twitter and television cameras, she's coming out and crapping on President Trump to get her name.
She's become bitter. And
extremely.
Let me plug this, everybody. If you'd like to know what our producer, the exact way that she thinks about this and the way she views this, if you go onto our website, www.fotppod.com, you can see the article that she wrote on her take on all of this. Very good.
So
article.
It's not us being a couple of misogynists. This is a woman writing this.
Anywho, now that I got that plug out of the way. So our latest goes on here. So the president posted this morning on his Truth Social account, all caps, everything's all caps, says the Save America Act. Number 1, all voters must show ID or identification. Number 2, all voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. Number 3, no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel, which would be considered an absentee. Number 4, no men in women's sports. Common sense. Why do we even have to have a bill for this? Anywho, move on. Number 5, no transgender mutilation surgeries for children. Okay, so let's back up. Originally, this post was posted at, I believe it was 10:35 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, initially, from the Trump account, stated no transgender mutilation surgery for children without consent by the parents. That's what it initially stated.
Now, we can think it's crazy all we want, but if the parent says it's okay, he can't really say anything about that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I have a lot of missed. So it stated without the expressed written approval of the parents. Okay.
I think that has something to do with the fact that there had been schools, etc., getting kids transitioned without parental consent.
Yes. So it was later edited around 3 o'clock or so to number 5, just stated no transgender mutilation surgeries for children, period. There was nothing
And that's what it should have been to begin with.
Correct. I can understand, or the president, or whoever. I'm sure he has somebody write it for him,
I can understand.
Sure he's very instrumental in it. Regardless, I'm sure that, yes, there's a lot of crazy parents out there. I can see it both ways. I don't think that, mutilating a child, whether you're the parent saying, yeah, cut off his tallywhacker at 5 years old, or, whether the school's saying, just don't tell the parents. Either way,
that's disgusting.
I think it's disgusting. I think parents that say that they can, basically dismember their child, I think they should be, have criminal charges put against them. I can argue that for hours. Okay, we could go on for that, but I digress on that one. So,
but that's what got former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Correct.
And again, we can make a case that we can agree with that. We can agree with disagreeing on that, but
so she came out and said, I will read this from her Twitter. She said, number 5, ? Without the expressed written approval of the parents, Trump now supports transgender mutilation surgeries of children if their parents want it. The House passed my bill, Protect Children Innocence Act, that makes it a felony to trans a child under 18, even if their parents are supporting or pushing their own children, which I support that bill, by the way. But it continues. My bill was a reflection of Trump's own executive order banning children's surgeries and so-called gender-affirming care. True. Trump now reversing his stance? What's wrong with him? To do this to a child is absolutely disgusting, wrong, and a complete perversion of God's creation. And now the president says it's okay as long as these sick parents agree. Okay, obviously I agree with the first portion of that statement, that it is disgusting, wrong, and a complete perversion of God's creation. I believe that. But she goes off on the president. She's saying that children must be protected and allowed to grow up, blah, 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 which I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 children who are questioning their gender will grow out of it when they become adults. It's just a phase, people. They're kids, okay? Every kid plays make-believe, whatever. It's popular. It's the new thing. Okay.
But Miss Greene is twisting the truth. She is.
Liar! So, she then goes on to her other Twitter account, formerly Twitter, now X account, says, I'm done. Absolutely done. The war is bad enough, but giving in to Democrats on transing children is enough to lose me forever. If the GOP supports transing minors with sick, mentally ill parents' consent, I'm registering as an independent. My only politics are Jesus.
I have sympathy for that to a degree.
Politics, but
I have sympathy to that for a degree, but At the same time, there's a very, very old saying that maybe kids don't know today, and maybe even the congresswoman doesn't know. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
You don't get rid of the good stuff because there's other stuff around it. And I don't even think that that's what the president was going for. Like we said earlier, I don't think he was even anywhere near supporting trans and
No,
kids,
I
but
don't. He was
I, th-
nowhere near supporting.
I think Miss Green is, if I am, if I'm not mistaken, she's running for governor of Georgia.
I hadn't heard
She's
that yet. If she is, then
she's doing something else, and like I
good
said
luck.
earlier, she used the MAGA movement to get name recognition, to get her face on camera, and rather early she came out and just crapped on Trump with other stuff. This isn't the only thing she's done it on. It's she's an opportunist, and there's other folks in the media who are just like this, Candace Owens, and I'm sorry that there's probably going to be people going after us for being misogynist and everything because these people are women, but honestly, they're just being opportunistic. They're using a popular person to get their name out there and to get their face on TV.
Yeah, it is definitely opportunistic. And part of me doesn't even like giving this that much attention because I don't want to give her any extra attention. I mean,
Understood.
really,
Understood.
but
But you know that
but
the news media is going to talk about it.
it's
They're going to be coming out saying former MAGA Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, blah blah blah
oh yeah,
blah.
they're going to eat it up. I mean, the left liberal media are going to eat this up.
And that's the problem
She
is
was Trump's biggest supporter. Oh,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. I mean,
That's the problem that we have with this is she used that, and
yeah,
she's going to go kiss CNN's butt and NBC
she's
and
been
all
on
those people.
CNN, The View, MSNBC, aka MSNBS, otherwise
PMSNBC,
known as PSMSNB, blah, 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 blah. Insert
whatever.
middle finger emoji. So, the problem I have with this
Yeah, opportunism.
it's divisive. We are dividing our party. The party that should be united on things like no trans mutilation for minors. A no-brainer. A no-brainer. It's wicked.
No men and women's sports.
No men and women's sports. A no-brainer.
ID to vote, all that stuff.
All of this stuff. It's a no-brainer. But we need people on our side. We need true people on our side. We need genuine people on our side. We don't need this. Marjorie, I'm sorry. I used to support you, but we don't need this anymore. I don't want you anymore. I'm sorry.
Don't let the door hit you.
This
not you, Congresswoman Green.
This is terrible for our party. Terrible for this movement.
Terrible for the country.
Yes, it's terrible for the country. It's dividing people. Just look at, and I don't want to give her any credit either because she has really driven me off a wall. But Miss Owens, look at what she's done. Look at what she's done to Charlie.
To his wife and his family.
Be ashamed of yourself. You can't do this to people. This is appalling. We've got to be together. What are we doing?
They care more about themselves than they do about truth or righteousness.
What is it? Money,
apparently.
views? It's just, I have no problem with asking questions. Okay.
No,
this is
fine.
What our society is founded on is
asking. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're trying to do here.
We have to do. That's the only way that we continue to learn from each other, to continue to grow, to know our differences, to know
And to have a free
how we
society.
yes. I have 0 problems with that, and Candace started, right after Charlie's assassination, she started asking questions. We all had questions.
And
There was a
questions is
lot of
fine.
things there was a lot of things that just didn't add up, didn't make sense, whatever the case may be.
hmm
There's nothing wrong
Questions are
with
fine.
questions. There's nothing wrong with questioning our government because frankly, they need to be held accountable and they need questioned constantly. But she has taken it to a whole new level.
She's not questioning just the government. She's going after Erica. She's going after Turning Point. She's going after anything that moves in the case of Charlie Kirk.
And I don't know if you've seen, but she is releasing this episode by episode, Bride of Charlie,
Yeah,
this
it's disgusting.
documentary. Now, I have not watched any of it. I thought about looking into it
Documentary.
just for sheer knowledge
Curiosity.
purposes. But I just
Why give them the time of day if all they're doing is slander and
why continue to give them another view? Why allow them to have another view on the algorithm? Why? I don't know. It gets me so worked up because this is not what we're supposed to be about. This is not.
And she's dividing. She's dividing, and she's doing a darn good job for the Democrats.
As
And
conservatives, this is not how we should be acting.
and her going against Erica, it isn't just that she's going against what President Trump is doing in Iran, basically by calling out the Jewish people. And to go back to some other stuff that you and I have talked about a long time ago, this is kind of what got me into being interested in being involved with this. Why all of a sudden on the right has it become fashionable to hate Jewish people? Why has it become fashionable to hate Israel? I know that the state of Israel has their faults, their warts and everything, but they are an ally, they're our friend, and that's what with Marjorie and with Candace and with some others on the quote right side of the media. That's what just got me into really being interested in being a part of this, because I don't understand why are they all of a sudden turning into that. And I know this isn't exactly what we're going into, but this is part of that. Especially Candace, the anti-Semitic stuff. She's going after Charlie Kirk. She's going after Israel. She's going after the right in our country, and it's like you don't get rid of good. It's an old saying. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. You don't spike good going for perfection, because you're never going to have perfection. You don't throw away the good to get the perfect. We're not going to ever have perfect. So we can come out and say, well, we don't like what Donald Trump did here. We don't like what Donald Trump did there. Fine. There's stuff that he does that I don't like. But to come out like Miss Green did and say that you're done completely with him because some staffer or maybe the president himself made a small goof on a post on True Social, that's bad. That's crazy.
There's you've got people that originally were coming out that were I think it started by raising questions about Israel, not about Israel themselves, but about the money that we're sending Israel. There's no problem with questioning that. We send them a lot of money, and there's a lot of unknowns there. I think that especially when we enacted these, Doge at the beginning of Trump's term, I think those are things that, yeah, we need we need to ask about, okay, where's this money going? We want to know where our taxes are going, all that kind of stuff. All that's fair, fair to ask, fair to talk about. But when you start to get to the point of, like you were saying, Joe, to the point of questioning a group of people,
Anti-Semitic.
that is wrong always.
Because the Israeli citizens have I have no problem with them.
Yeah, you should never question, or I shouldn't say you should never
besmirch
or judge a group of people based just solely on their religion or
how their government
color or any of that,
or their government.
Right, their
the Israeli
has
government
nothing to do with them as a people.
If you want to have problems with the Israeli government, be my guest. That's fine.
Yeah,
there's stuff to
the government, and then the people.
There's the citizens. It's like in the United States. If you don't want to like Donald Trump, if you don't want to like Barack Obama, that's fine. That's fine. It's not all of us.
Right. Not liking the government under Barack Obama did not make you a racist. No. I'm sorry. A lot of the left is going to get mad at me for saying that, but because you didn't agree with the Obama administration does not make you a racist. Sorry.
And if you don't agree with Trump, it doesn't make you anti-American.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't agree with everything Kamala Harris said, it doesn't make you a misogynist.
No, it just makes you smart.
I wasn't going to say it. Anywho, hating a group of people based solely on their religion, their skin color, their ethnicity, whatever, is always wrong. Always. Yes. Now that we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
It is okay for you to question the government of Israel. It is okay for you to question the United States government.
That's fine.
Okay for you to question.
That's what we're doing here.
You should question where your tax dollars go.
And that's what we're doing. However,
I know a lot of people have raised concerns about things like AIPAC, which is the Israeli lobby to the United States. I think that's fair game too, because that is a lobby for the Israeli government. That's all having to do with our politicians and our tax dollars. Okay.
And that's fine.
Now that we got all of that stuff out of the way, you got people like Candace who are starting to, I shouldn't say starting, they have kind of
gone
pushing the boundary.
Pushing the envelope.
They're pushing the envelope. And it's confusing people. She is sowing confusion and division.
To circle back to the beginning of this segment, Jen Psaki. It's the same thing as what Miss Green is doing with all this, trying to fragment the MAGA movement with being against Trump. It's like, I am done with Trump because he doesn't agree 100% with me. It's like, you know what, lady? I don't agree with 100% with Trump either. But again, going back to what President Reagan said, if I agree with you 80% of the time, 80% of the time, you're my friend. 20% of the time, we may have to discuss it, and that's fine.
Yeah. So it's just seeing things coming out from
supposedly MAGA people.
Representative Green, people who used to, who I thought, or I should say, who made the opinion or who led everybody on. They
made the appearance of being MAGA.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe they truly were at one point, and some switch just flipped. This is, again, like we were just saying, if you don't want to agree, that's fine.
Exactly, that's fine.
Say it. hey, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this, whatever.
And that's
But
fine.
instead of coming out on Twitter bashing the president and just destroying him on your Twitter page, you are becoming a keyboard warrior.
You're becoming a pawn for the Democrat Party.
And then for somebody like Candace Owens to come out against somebody who was assassinated, against his widow and her family, and
It's despicable.
the organization that he helped create, who has done so much for this movement, is despicable. It's just, I just get at a loss for words.
Did Turning Point not have a lot to do with Candace getting popular to begin with, or was that more Daily Wire?
So yeah, she made her start with Turning Point. Charlie actually gave her a job with Turning Point. There was some disagreements between her and Charlie,
which is fine.
She decided to part ways with Turning Point at that point,
which is fine.
She started getting a little bit of online popularity. Then she moved to work with Ben Shapiro.
Mm-hmm.
And she started to go off the deep end.
She had a disagreement with him, and then
had a disagreement with him. And to be honest, I don't think the disagreement that she had. Now, obviously, I wasn't there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. None of that. But I don't think it was that big. But Ben Shapiro, I like a lot of the stuff he agrees with, and I don't. There's some things that I'm not a big fan of. Regardless, I think that Ben blew that out of proportion. He went nuts. He fired her. Said she was anti-Semitic. Blah 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 blah.
Candace didn't do herself any favors either.
No, trust me, I'm not standing up for Candace. I just
if Ben
there was fault on both sides.
If Ben is pouring gas on the fire, Candace is standing there with her Zippo ready to light it.
100% agree. But obviously, she's just continued to Zippo after Zippo after Zippo.
Exactly. If you look at
she hasn't stopped. I'll put it that way. She hasn't stopped.
If you look at the history, from what you're telling me, got a job from Turning Point and Charlie Kirk, disagree with him.
Yep.
Got big for her britches. Went to Daily Wire, which is bigger than Turning Point. Got big for her britches there. Okay, and she's turning around and making it sound like she's the victim. I'm the victim. Everybody's coming after me.
Right. You're definitely you're right. It's victim card.
It's the same thing as what a lot of the people on the left do.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's they're playing that card, and all while saying that the left does this, they're bad, but I'm the victim. Yeah, it's anywho, that just gets me worked up because it is creating more and more division. The one thing you can look at is, as nuts as most of the Democrats are, oddly, they stick together. It's weird.
That's probably because they're not smart enough to have their own thoughts.
Yeah. They all are like, okay, I used to support this back in the 90s, but everybody else is saying no, so I'm not going to support it anymore. It's like when they move together.
It's like when we started attacking Iran. Excuse me, folks. Everybody on the Democrat side had exactly the same script. Everybody said the same thing, almost to the word. And I remember either texting you or letting you know that like Chuck Schumer saying one thing, Kamala Harris is coming out and saying the same thing, so and so is coming out and saying, all these people on the Democrat side, except for Senator Fetterman, they're all coming out and saying exactly the same thing on the same script. Every single one.
Like they're on an email chain.
It's like they're a bunch of mind-numbed robots.
Yeah. But the thing
Isn't that what they said we were?
right? Even with all of that, though, like just like I said, they seem to be like united in that front. They're all they try to be the same. We're going to be the same. We're going to do it the same. We're going to say the same. We're going to,
Yeah.
we're going to vote the same. We're going to blah blah blah. Whereas I feel like we used to be, but now all of a sudden, and I don't know what happened, but we started to see this paradigm shift just after Charlie was assassinated. I think. I mean, I should rephrase that. It just became more in your face.
It's been going on for a while. It's not. It's you got my message there, right?
Yeah.
It's not just with Charlie's death. It's. I mean,
No, and I know it isn't, but it almost. I mean, at a quick glance, it almost seems that way.
it does.
But
It does.
I mean, I know it's not. Obviously, it's been going on for well before you and I've been alive.
Exactly.
It's been a problem for decades.
It's because it's the devil. Now, this is diving into the Catholic corner a bit. It's the devil, and he has his minions all lockstep. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't even. I mean, this is just fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm sorry to those of you out there who vote Democrat. If you're listening to us, congratulations, thank you. You at least got some curiosity.
Yeah.
But the people you're voting for are evil, and you got to stop.
Yeah, there's definitely an evil there.
Talrico we were talking about earlier. The guy's insane. He's evil. And yes, I'm saying that he is for things that are just straight up evil.
Yeah, it's a mess. Okay, well, now that my blood pressure is through the roof, gotta go
take some medicine.
You gotta go take some more of my blood pressure medicine to bring it back down. Okay, I think we have pretty much covered breaking news for the day. We'll continue to monitor everybody and jump on if need be. We'll always make sure to try to bring you the latest. Make sure that you're informed. We usually try to make sure we have the facts and have everything together before we present it to you. And I know our producer is going to edit this, and this video will air tomorrow.
Hopefully, yeah.
So hopefully sometime tomorrow. So we'll get that out to all of you. But
that'll be March 5th.
That will be today is the 5th. Tomorrow is the 6th.
Oh,
so
I gotta fix my watch then.
But yes. Other than that, I think we've covered everything. Quick, I just saw again. Mike Lee has introduced a bill to institute a national constitutional carry, which would be awesome if we could get
common sense.
That done. Yeah, obviously common sense. But that would cut through a lot of the red tape of these blue states that it would break down the barriers of you and I having to worry about traveling state to state with a firearm in the vehicle, and all that kind of stuff. So that would be phenomenal. We now have enough, hopefully. We've got enough senators to make this worth our while. I know it was tried before and it got shot down. But hopefully that could be become a real thing. So that's kind of a positive, especially for you and I as gun owners. That's a positive to kind of end out the day here. So please continue to pray for all your elected officials. Pray for the president. Pray that we get the SAVE Act passed. It's still just in limbo. right now. So we've got to get that passed. We've got to get that done. We've got to, at the end of the day, we just have to come together as a nation.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to stop. We've got to stop this dividing. The
We got to remember
divisiveness.
we're Americans first.
Yeah.
Well, Christians first, Americans, but Americans first in this case.
Yeah. We are Americans first. We must stand up for that. We
Mhm.
must never forget that. But yeah, so
Keep the flame alive.
keep the flame alive. Yes.
Yep.
So don't forget, everybody, please don't forget to earlier. Please hit the bell. That again will notify you whenever we post anything. Since we don't have a set schedule yet for posting, that will kind of notify you, so that way you are able to keep up with everything. But with that being said, just keep informed, stay alert, look at everything that's happening around, and always know that God is there, that God will always be with us. He will be there no matter what, even if the politician that we don't want wins. God will always be there. God will
God's
be there
already
to get us
won.
through that. God has already won. So, with that being said, everybody, like Joe said earlier, keep the flame alive. Never let it die out. May God bless all of you. May God bless our president. May God bless our men and women
Servicemen and women.
overseas as they work to free the people of Iran and give them their government back, and give them their home back. And we always want to pray for the people around the world, all the people around the world, especially people that are in oppressed nations such as Iran. But with that being said, yes, again, God bless all of you. God bless our president, all of our elected officials, everybody around the world, all of our servicemen and women who are keeping us safe, everybody who is continuing to work through the partial government shutdown without pay. We thank them dearly, because without them, our country would probably not screech to a halt, but it would sure suck
Be
for a
less
while.
safe.
So
It'll be less safe.
But again, I will stop rambling. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Again, like I said, keep the flame alive. God bless all of you, and God bless America.